What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be covering a couple of stocks that I'm very bullish on and going over some recent news and news articles that have come out for these stocks. But before we get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Also, check out the links in the description to the free Discord server, the Webull referral link where when you sign up and deposit $100 you get some free stocks right now, as well as the Patreon if you want to sign up for that. Get my buy alerts, option plays, and private channels in the Discord. Now let's get into it. First up is PSTH, and I've been talking about this one for months now. It's been a long waiting game with this one, but it has been pretty solid around the $29 to $30 area. And then Friday after hours, we saw this shoot up to 33. Now I believe this was a reaction to some rumors that came out that Pershing's other holding called PSH invested more into PSTH, which could give them a higher valuation in order to get a bigger company or have more percentage of a company when they do merge. I'm not sure if that's been confirmed or if it was just a rumor and that's where the overreaction came from, but that's what I believe has happened to this, and we're going to see if it holds, continues higher, or comes back down. So this article talks about PSTH and PSH, which I believe is just a holding company for Pershing, but basically it's talking about how PSH will have a massive investment into PSTH when they announce a deal, as PSH will own sponsor warrants to buy at 5.95% of PSTH at $24 a share when they announce this deal. And then they'll have a forward agreement to invest at least $1 billion and up to $3 billion into PSTH units at $20 a share as a part of the deal. And I think this whole thing just got overblown after hours Friday, and the word started spreading around, and I think people mistook this for maybe PSTH getting a bigger valuation, going after a bigger company. And I think that's where we saw the price shoot up. I'm not sure if this affects the deal or if this is even relevant or if this has always been how it's going and people are just now finding out about it. But I think that's what we saw. And I think people are really hoping for something like Stripe. A couple other things I wanted to touch on from this article is that this SPAC is structured much differently from other SPACs. And Ackman really knows what he's doing. He's basically offsetting the sell-off with incentive for his investors to hold their shares by attaching 2/9 of a warrant to each share. Now, the math in this article is going to be a little bit off because this was posted a couple days ago, and obviously PSTH shot up a bit. But the bottom line is that it's really not trading at as much of a premium as people think when it comes to shares because the warrants are attached. So the example here is it's not trading at a 50% premium around $30. It's actually only trading at like a 36% premium because you have those warrants attached. So a lot of people do forget about this. There is amazing value here. If we get a great target, I think this will be well worth it in the end. So I definitely agree with this article. And basically it's saying it may seem boring, but what you want to do is identify companies with sound management policies and invest your capital in them and then pretty much just wait and sit back. However, that's non-existent in this market today where everything is all about EVs, high growth stocks, swing trading, everything goes up. So people are just constantly putting their monies in different areas and then pulling it out when it goes up. Now, I've been in this one for a long time and I do think it's going to pay off. I know there's many rumors that it could be Stripe or Subway, a restaurant, because Ackman does like restaurants and stuff, but the fact that he was in talks with Airbnb makes me feel a bit better about that. I do think he is going to go with something besides a restaurant. I sure hope so. And I do hope that my patience will pay off. So we know that he's on target for a Q1 announcement, and PSTH has a meeting coming up on 2/18. So we'll see what's going to happen. On any pullback, I'm going to be adding more though. I'm going to continue my bet on Ackman and PSTH. I think it's going to pay off big. Next up is LGVW, but on Tuesday, this is going to turn into B-Fly. So this was founded by Dr. Jonathan Rothberg in 2011, and we've talked about this on the channel before. I do think this is very disruptive. This is the world's first handheld single probe whole body ultrasound system. It plugs into your smartphone and turns into an ultrasound machine. It's very convenient for doctors to carry around and, easily portable. This is also great for the 4.7 billion people around the world lacking access to medical imaging, which is a pretty big deal. Now, I don't think this will replace traditional ultrasound systems yet, but this is, they only have one product right now, so it'll be interesting to see how their product line develops in the years to come. But one thing that makes me super bullish on this is that Bill Gates is backing this and ARK Invest is buying in. They recently just bought, before the vote went down. So I'm going to be watching this one pretty closely. So I definitely do like this company, and I think it is very disruptive. And the last Bill Gates backed SPAC, QuantumScape, really didn't hype up too much. And then post merger, it sold off just a little bit before taking off and eventually going $100 plus. And so it's going to be interesting to see if this one, because it really didn't hype up that much either, around $24, I think, was the high for this one. If this one will sell off a little bit post merger, so come Tuesday, maybe there's low volume, we sell off a little bit, I'll definitely be adding this one. And we'll be watching for that move higher, with it being Bill Gates backed and, basically ARK Invest Cathie Wood. I cannot see this one staying around $20 for that much longer. So last up, I want to talk about my favorite SPAC, which is IPOE and SoFi. This is going down in Q1, and this is valued at $8.65 billion for the deal. Now, a couple of things I wanted to touch on. Recently, we talked about this falling wedge that IPOE was forming, and we did break out from that. So we'll see how things open up on Tuesday with the overall market sentiment. But right now, we see the MACDs crossing up. We haven't even approached overbought yet. So as long as volume picks up, I do see this heading higher, hopefully back to our all-time highs of around 27, 28. And then from there, who knows where this thing could go. If we were to come back down to the 22, 23 range, I'll just continue adding because this is going to be a great long-term play. I'm going to be holding my shares long-term. And if we did come down that low again, I'll be picking up some far out call options as well. A couple more things I wanted to touch on and why I don't think that IPOE is going to stay in the low 20s for much longer is because this article here talks about how the positive catalysts don't even seem to be priced into the market yet. Now, the bank charter could be one of the biggest catalysts for SoFi, which would reduce the cost of capital. The company's fundamentals seem to be in place with a large addressable market, and Chamath thinks that SoFi will do in banking what Amazon has done in retail. The growth estimates for SoFi imply solid growth and rising cash flow, and this is a great opportunity with the recent drop. This article says that it's a great buy in the low 20s. I definitely agree, and I think that when more merger news comes out, more interviews happen, and we get closer to that official ticker change run up, I think we're going to see this head a lot higher. So definitely keep an eye on this. I would be picking this up in the low 20s. I think this is a steal. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to talk about 3 stocks that I believe will head higher pretty soon here, and I want to be adding these before they really hype up and take off. Now, I know PSTH is a bit up there, but I still see it as an attractive deal because we haven't got that target announcement and news and hype yet. The other 2 I still believe are great deals, especially for a long-term play, but also there's some call option plays there as well. So if you guys want more insights on how I choose call options and which ones I pick up, feel free to join the Patreon. I post in there all the time, all the options ideas, as well as buy alerts. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one.